Hey guys, I'm Pokemon1086 and welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video, I am bringing you guys finally another video game review video. I know it's been 6 months maybe since my last video game review video on this channel, over Killer is Dead. So I wanted to bring you guys a review for a game that I find very entertaining. I played this game back in high school and then I rebought it and I played it again, beat it twice. This game was definitely one of those games that you had to have played. And that game I'm going to be reviewing for you guys is Asura's Wrath. Asura's Wrath was released in North America on February 21st, 2012. It was developed by CyberConnect 2, published by Capcom, and released on the platforms PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The gameplay follows the title character, the demigod Asura, as he seeks revenge on the other demigods who betrayed him. The story is presented in the solid format of an episode format series of cinematic scenes, including opening and closing credits, with the gameplay being integrated into the cinematic, where players switch between third-person combat and interactive sequences with players' input in form of quick time event button prompts. The gameplay throughout shifts between a third-person action and a rail shooter game. Elements from Asura's Wrath take place from Hindu and Buddhist mythologies and blends them with science fiction. Asura's Wrath is definitely one of those very creative games that if you are an anime fan, or if you just love action-packed games in general to where you're doing a lot of interactions with, even during the cutscenes. As I was doing research on the game, I definitely could see where this game took elements from the Buddhist and Hindu mythology, because you could tell from the look and the design of the boss fights in some of these characters. You can definitely tell, like, from the one dude where he was like super big, and I'm pretty sure he grew the size of, I think, bigger than the size of a planet, and he was trying to like press his finger down. One of my favorite boss fights, by the way. There's some boss fights, but there's not a lot. I'm a sucker for those games to where you have to press buttons and do stuff while you're watching the cutscene, but that's also dangerous because sometimes people don't realize that, so you could miss something while you're like watching a cutscene. When you're supposed to click something, you're like, oh, and you have to like do it like that, which happened to me a couple times when I played other games. Alrighty guys, so let's move on to the pros and the cons of the game. So starting off with the engaging gameplay. When I play a game, I want something that's going to really keep me engaged to where I don't want to put the controller down, and this game did exactly that. Like, when I should have been studying for tests when I was in high school playing this on the PS3, I wasn't studying for nothing. I was just glued to this game. The game keeps you engaged, that way you're not sitting there just watching cutscene after cutscene. It's like, okay, you can sit there and watch a little bit, but we gonna make you get right back into this game. Like in the very beginning of the game, when you have to fight these like fish rock thingies, I don't know exactly what to call them, and you're just, when you're in outer space, you're just going down while you have other people helping you out, and you're just like doing that with the stuff, like those fireball things, and you're just really engaging, and you're not just sitting there, because sometimes with games, they have long cutscenes that they want you to sit there and watch. You aren't doing that. You may have been watching some of the cutscene, but it's like, nah, we gonna make you work while you watch this cutscene, which leads me into a great story. The fact that this dude, who's a demigod, was betrayed by the gods. He goes out, gets revenge for everything that they've done to him, and they did him dirty. So I could see why they went. It's kind of you know what? It almost kind of reminds me of Kratos from God of War, except it's different elements of mythology, which, duh, I know. I don't know, it's just all the anger that Kratos had, all the anger that Asura had. You can kind of argue and say that Asura's Wrath is almost like a ripoff. It's different from Asura's Wrath, not just because of the mythology stuff, Hindu and Buddhist and God of War being the Greek gods. This game is style, because this game is very heavily oriented towards anime people, and I say that because this game is almost like watching one big anime movie or playing through an anime series. That's what this game literally reminds me of. Everything about this story was just so good, from the beginning, the middle to the end. I was just hooked all the way through, and man, let me tell you about them visuals. Those visuals were so clean, just like the animation of the humans. Now, there were some parts that were a bit but overall, the visuals for the game during the boss fights, the cutscenes, clean. Like when you're in space, when you're on the moon, everything in the game looked so nice. Now, the big thing for me that made this a pro in the pros and cons that really made me love this game, but it was replayable. I know most people probably did play the game twice, and if they played it once, then they played it once. But this game to me was so good that I rebought it on my Xbox One. I got the digital download, or I got the digital copy of the game, downloaded on my Xbox One, and I played through the game again. And when a game is that good to where it's replayable, to where if you got rid of it from a previous console but you re-downloaded it on a newer console, that is a very good thing for a game to have. And I stress that out because there are so many games for consoles that were either not backwards compatible, or if they were, I bought it on the newer console because I had that much fun with it. There are a handful of games in my library to where I bought more than either one copy, or it's the fact that I liked it so much and I got rid of it like an idiot to where I wanted to rebuy it and play through it again. Asura's Wrath has that quality to it. That's why I'm sitting here with you making this review, because again, everything to the story, the voice acting, visuals, the engaging cutscene gameplay that you had to do in order to keep moving on had a really nice difficulty level to it, and the fact that it is a game to where it's easy to follow along story wise is a good thing, to where it made it replayable for me, and I'm sure it made it replayable again for others who have enjoyed this game like your boy did. Which leads me into my last thing, being the DLC. The DLC was something else, like I talked about earlier in the beginning, where you have to fight against evil Ryu and Kamua/Ani as opponents. You also get the untold chapters, you get all this hand-drawn animation, quick time events, you get to see the real ending, which is not available on the disc. That's a lot of content that you get for DLC, and DLC you are normally supposed to get quite a bit of stuff, but that's some pretty cool stuff, because I'll never forget when I played the game through the first time, I totally did not know that you fought Ryu from Street Fighter on the moon. Think about that for a second. Demigod, and you fighting a Street Fighter nigga on the moon. That made no sense to me. But the fact that it made no sense and it want me to play it, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this game was on a whole nother level, and the only con that I have is that we didn't get a sequel. Like, I would have loved a sequel for this game, but then again, maybe a sequel would have ruined the originality that this game had to offer. Maybe it wouldn't have been as special if we got a sequel. I would have loved a sequel. Shoot, I love this game so much to where I might go buy me a physical copy. I had it on the PS3, maybe I might go pick it up on the PS3 again, or maybe I'll go pick it up on Xbox. All I know is that this game had so much to offer, the game was so much fun, and I enjoyed every minute of what this game had to offer. And I'm telling you right now, if you want an older game from the 2010 era to play, and you want something that's going to be action-packed, that kind of reminds you of like a samurai anime type of thing, and you want something that's going to make you really feel engaged in gameplay and give you your money's worth, this is the game for you. And I say that with so much passion in my heart, because I don't be sitting here spazzing about a whole bunch of games like that. But this game, I'm telling you right now, is the bomb diggity. You just gotta get out there, go buy the game yourself and go play. If you got a homie that got the game, borrow it from them if you got the console. You know, if you want to rent it first, if you can rent it from like retro stores or whatever, do that. Watch gameplay before you buy it just to make sure you want it. And that, my friends, ends the review for Asura's Wrath. draft. Leave a like, dislike if you didn't subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Hit the bell to get notified for future uploads on the channel. And if you want to stay connected with me, hit up my links to my social media in the link in the description below. I'm talking Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to see more content than what I have to offer on my main channel, hit up the link to my second channel in the link in the description below, which is the Afro Geek plus Ultra Nappy channel. And I will catch you guys in the next upload. I am Pokemon 1086 and I am out of here.